Hey, family, welcome to the Hype Man channel. You came to be motivated, we came to take you there. So let's grow better, be better, do better. Yes, sir.
Yay!
Okay. Yes, sir. How
Well,
you feeling, man?
I like my intro, boy.
Yes, sir, man. How you feeling, coach?
Man, I'm outstanding, buddy. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing amazing. And before we get started, I gotta say it. Hey, y'all, subscribe, like, hit the bell, do all of the above. We love you guys, and we want to keep sharing with y'all every week. Keep seeing this. And so, talk to me, coach. We were just talking a little bit and kind of tell me, like, what was your highlight so far for the week? You're not in your regular setting, so what's going on with you now?
Yeah, I'm not in my regular setting. I'm down here with the fam, in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, chilling, man, and just getting some relaxation, man, and some rest. I'm glad, like you said earlier, we were able to stop through and see you and Andrew in
Yeah.
Tennessee and Nashville, man. And so I'm just enjoying having an opportunity to sit back, and just draw more from, me and my wife and what we're doing with our app. We build legacy. We got a new app now that's called We Vibe, We Fit. That's right.
Yes.
We get that right. We Vibe, We Fit, and
Yes, sir. Exclusive.
we're doing some beta testing right now with family and friends, and it's really exciting, man, for us with 30 years of lived experience, training, and education to be able to share our experience, on this platform with professionals on how to connect in relationships. So yeah, we're really excited, man. So
Dude, I'm excited for you, y'all. I gotta tell y'all, when I got the message from Dr. Dooley, I was like, oh, we fit. What's all this? What's all this? Like, cause that dude's been talking to me about it. Coach been telling me about it. They've been working on this project for a long time. From when they first told me about the idea to see them actually actualizing and manifesting this, it's freaking amazing. I am so excited for them. So man, I'm proud of you guys, and I just, oh my gosh, I haven't had the opportunity to open everything up yet, but I'm so geeked to get into it, like for real. I'm so excited.
and with those things, iMANi, it's this is a new level that we've made it to, and we
Yes.
realize that for every level that they bring its challenges. And I
Mhm.
just wanted to take this opportunity just to celebrate this, this particular accomplishment. Over the years, 20 plus years, we've come up with our own curriculum websites and our own individual aspirations and dreams. Working as Coach Green Jean with young people, and my wife internationally working with health and wellness with women in their first birthing year. And
Yep.
so it's just so much out there for us to be able to encourage others on the process of building legacy. And I like we were talking earlier, sometimes it's easy to get distracted, you know,
Mhm.
and not allow comparisons to come in and distract you from what it
Yep.
is that you're doing and what it is that you're purposed to do. I mean, because there are a lot of things, especially today when you have social media, you can actually see the content of other individuals. You're like, man, look what that person doing. Man, look what that person. And it's
Ugh.
special and that's good. But I wanted you to, Imani, just to talk on a little bit, your process as a young emerging professional. What are some of the ways that you're taking in mind what you're doing on how to look at other professionals in a way that you can appreciate what they're doing, but then at the same time, not lose track and lose focus on your vision and what it is that you feel that you're called to do to encourage the next generation, encourage your audience.
Yes. Well, the first thing I would definitely say, I love your question. My first answer would be to remember what I learned, not just as a child or even as high school, college, but as a young grown adult. Uh, I say this all the time, but it's been now almost 6 months that I've been on this path of independence. And I learned so many lessons, not just as an entrepreneur, but also as an individual, emotionally, physically, mentally, all these different things. I
Yes.
didn't learn them in vain. I didn't learn those lessons just to learn them in the moment because they were like cute. I learned them so I can apply them later. I
Mm,
talk to people about all the time, like my favorite type of learning is applied learning,
mm.
learning that I can take in the moment and actually apply it in my life.
Talk
Like
about it.
when I'm playing bass, I remember when I was in my younger years, I'd go on YouTube to try to find licks online to copy. And it was great. Like, you know how to play a little pentatonic scale and all these different things. But when it comes time to apply it, you had nowhere to put it. And then you would play
Mm,
it out of place and it just wouldn't sound right. It wouldn't feel right. And then you will leave it saying, like, why didn't it work? What did I
mm.
do wrong?
Teach.
Your intention wasn't to learn the lick, to apply it and to make it part of you. You were just trying to make it mimic and trying to look pretty, trying to sound pretty. You were
Wow.
just trying to do something for somebody else. You weren't listening to your lifeline. You weren't listening to your
Wow.
higher self saying, like, hey, like, I love that lick. I can play around with it, but let me see what I can create from this lick. You
That's
feel me?
amazing, man. That's good.
And so that for me, understanding the applied knowledge and the lessons I learned earlier in this journey, I have to remember and apply those lessons to today in my life. Like today, I'm gonna be real, coach. Today was an uncomfortable day.
Man, talk to us, man. I'm interested in hearing that because when I think of you, Monty, let me tell you something, man. You encourage me. I'm your dad, right?
Right.
Uh, and I'm king of hype, man. But every time I talk to you, you always have an uplifted spirit. Even when I can tell that sometimes something may be getting you, is somehow you still bring the hype, you still bring the heat,
Yeah.
and you see yourself on the other side. And so when you get into these particular places, I always love to hear your process, because with your process, I'm surprised at your age, you're understanding the importance on how to slow down, right? Because sometimes we fumble finger and keep going and keep pressing that issue by keep pressing out on videos or keep jamming out or just keep listening to other people or keep doing a million push-ups. And sometimes we need to put on the brakes and really get to that point where we need to hear ourselves. And for one person, it might be different than others. One person, it might be walking in the park. One person might be to read a book. One person, it might be prayer. One person, it might be, doing some type of therapy. But I'd like to hear what it is, that you do as an entrepreneur, with your own business, as a musician, a loctician, as a mechanical engineer, and you're subbing out your services. How do stay on point? Like with your day to day, it was a tough day. Talk about that tough day to day, man.
Man, I knew it was a tough day because it started off me trying to compare myself to others' achievements.
Wow.
I knew that today was going to be a little tougher, and I didn't even know it. I subconsciously knew it because one of my very close friends was winning, and I was so happy for him. Like he was
Mm,
really going through it, and now he's winning. And so I
mm,
was like, dude, I'm fired up. I'm like geeks for him. However, I felt myself started to try to compare myself, like, oh, maybe I need to be doing that too. Or even if I'm not doing that, maybe there's something I'm missing because I didn't have a big win recently. You feel me? Now I
mm.
win every day. You feel me? Even my L's, it takes 2 L's to make a W. So I'm
Come on,
always winning.
come on now. Talk about it. Talk about it.
But that spirit of comparison will always make
Mm,
you lose.
mm,
So what I went within when I was in throughout my day, I felt uncomfortable because I'm getting ready to launch a project with my sweet rose business, and I was having some tough time finding that motivation, trying to find that creativity to actualize my dream that I really want to do. And like distractions, social media, different things was trying to hit me. And I finally pushed through and got it going. And then I was just like, man, I needed some inspiration. I needed some help. So I reached out to you. I reached out to people I really trust for guidance. And even after that, I felt my insides. I felt my spirit. I was like, something doesn't feel right.
Mm.
I mean, I know that I really want to launch this project very soon, but why doesn't it feel right to work on this project right now?
Mm.
Like, and then at first I was just trying to truck through it. I was just trying to say, hey, I got to do it. Hey, you know, David Goggins, work all day, sleep is for the weak. You feel me? Hoorah. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes, sir.
there's a time and a place for that. And right then and there was not the time. And I'm
Mm.
thankful that I listened. What I end up doing is instead of just trying to we always try to get in the habit. Well, I just got to do something. Got to do something.
Wow.
And instead, that time, there was a video that Spirit showed me the previous night, and I was just like, okay, I'll watch it tomorrow. And it was talking about how to not just know your worth when it comes to being an entrepreneur, but also how to have those tough conversations with clients when it comes time to say, you know, unfortunately, I don't believe I'll be able to help you because
Mm.
they can't afford, their budget doesn't fit doesn't fit your services. And
Mm.
having that
Mm.
conversation is really tough, especially early on when you
Yes.
know that a client, for some people, like a client could be the difference between having food on the plate next month or not. You
Talk
feel me?
about it. Talk about it.
And so it's a thing where I'm sitting here like, okay, I've done the work. I prepared myself so I don't have to, I'm not afraid that I won't have food on my plate tomorrow. However, I have to evacuate and let go of this mindset of scarcity. And I'm gonna listen to myself because I got this far listening to myself. I asked myself first, am I doing this because of someone else? Am I scared of something? Am I letting someone else's actions influence me? Once I thought about it and prayed it through, I pushed it out. I was like, all right, for sure. No one else has influenced me. I just don't feel spiritually aligned to work on this project right now, even though I know it's time to do it. Cool. I went to my room. I said, I'm gonna relax for a little bit. I've been working all morning since about 7:30 in the morning. I'm just relaxed. It's like 1:30. The minute I start relaxing, I get a phone call. You feel me? Let alone it's someone about a music gig. And that same video that I kind of watched just a little bit and kind of got it summed up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Everything in that video I had to apply in that moment because as a musician, shout out to musicians, y'all know this. When it comes to charging as a musician, it is hard. Coach, you know this too.
Yes.
You know it. What music is one of the hardest things to charge for because the better you get, the easier you make it look.
Mm-hmm.
And if something looks easy, people feel like, oh, you should. Why are you charging so much? You like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Teach,
it's
teach.
so
You
easy. Like
having fun with it, man. It's effortlessly. You done paid your dues. You done grind it all. These rehearsals, all these, hours in, and that's right.
exactly. And so when I say what I charge, what are my fees for my services? And then, immediately after he says, oh, we paid the last bass player X amount of dollars, and it was less than half of what my fee was. You feel me? I had to let this gentleman know, we'll just talk with your team. Let me know what you all think. However, no matter what, we can still keep a connection. I know you have a event that you do at the end of every month. Just still, I would love to come out and support you. So no matter what you all's decision is, you feel me? Like I didn't have to say no, forget you guys. Like this was my charge. I just said, well, talk to your team and let me know what you all decide. And I had to be able
Teach,
to
teach.
let
Know your worth.
that
Know your worth. Know your worth.
I had to know my worth because and I think I'm be real, I thank God for positioning me to just this last weekend. I had the same conversation with another team group of people, and it was a thing where you know they were like, "Oh, well, you're gonna be paid more than all the other musicians," and I was the guest musician there.
Mm.
And I said, "Well, that's my charge and all these other things." And they said, "Okay, we can do it for this weekend." You know what I'm saying? And I actually end up giving them a discount because just I've worked with them multiple times. I was like, "Hey, I can." it was a thing where it didn't inconvenience me to gain some favor within that. And I gave them a blessing and blessed them, gave them a small discount. And after the event happened, at the end, I I went home, opened my envelope, and they paid me the full amount. And on the letter, they said, "Thank you so much. We look forward to um to working with you again. Thank you so much for your professionalism and everything else that you did."
Wow.
In that service, in that event that I did, I showed my worth, and it showed, and this is no disrespect to anybody else, it showed that my pricing wasn't too high. They, and this is no offense against anyone, they just didn't respect my worth. They
Mm.
and it's and I understand that's something you earn, but once they saw what I was bringing to the table, they said, "Oh my gosh, this is a deal." You feel me? In the
Yes.
grand scheme of things, and so like out like that's what I do. That's what I just went through recently, and it was very tough and uncomfortable. However, I'm glad I listened to myself and rested because I didn't realize I was exhausted, and I could not have gone onto that business call nor gotten ready for this call today with how exhausted I was. But coach, you talk to me. You
And
and
I
Dr.
just think, I think that was just so powerful, the example that you just shared by just, getting quiet, and just, um, s- I wouldn't even say standing your ground. I just think it's more or less, like you said, believing in yourself. See, standing your ground, yes, but believing in yourself, is a difficult thing, especially in today's culture when there's just so many, different distractions out there.
Yes.
And for you uh, to like present yourself in such a way where you're creating a win-win situation for people, whether they choose you or don't choose you. Your
Hmm.
spirit remains consistent to saying, if it doesn't work out, it's good. Just let me know. Get back with me. I'll be excited to work with you one way or the other, or come back and work with you. And then on the option, when the people had chose you, you were charging your charge, and then giving them a discount. Then they returned the favor by even giving you more, saying that you were worth more because you saw your worth. And I think that's where it
Yeah.
all begins. That as professionals, we have to see our worth, and we can see our worth. Check it out. Here it is. We can see our worth without complaining.
Talk to me. Talk to
You
me.
can't you can't work hard. You can't be diligent. You can't know your worth and complain at the same time. Those are two different energies. And so I applaud you about that because you chose to get quiet instead of complain. You chose, instead of just running forward and grinding it all out, which there is a place for that.
Yep.
There is a place, but you took time to listen to that inner voice and say, you know what, I'm going to give some time to listen to my original self, my internal being, to listen to God, and just relax and realize that I'm taken care of, you know because I work hard, and part of working hard is also being balanced. That's a key point. Being
Yeah.
balanced, because you don't want to work so hard that you're not able to enjoy the fruits. And the beautiful thing about the discussions that we're talking about is, because we're avoiding comparison, working hard for one person may look different than working hard to the next person. Ain't nobody asking you to be doing Bruce Lee 500
Run that back,
push.
coach. Run it back. Say that again, coach.
The important thing to know is that when you're avoiding that curse of comparison, your working hard will look different than somebody else's working hard. The point is that you drive yourself to your place of where your limits are. That's why you need to understand your strengths and limitations, even before you go into business for yourself, while you're grinding it out, working for somebody, or, a young person, emerging in your professional, learning and understanding what your strengths are. That's why you always are practicing. You're always testing yourself. So when it comes time for you to show up, what it is that you have to bring to the party. And then when
Yes.
you get out there on your own, you understand, what your value and what your worth is. Not to
Yeah.
compare, but to say, when we get over here into this part of the song or in these particular selections, I didn't grind these out over and over again. This is my go-to. And then,
Yeah.
like you were saying earlier, or when we were talking earlier, a couple of days ago, is like, once you get into a particular genre of music in a particular style, then you continue to push yourself and say, I not only want to learn this particular genre, there are cultural differences even within that genre, because I want to involve myself in this particular arena more, that I'm willing to pay even more dues to seek out the different styles within this particular genre, to
Yeah.
make myself even that much more a premium um, choice for selected venues, because this is what I love to do. You know,
Yes.
I'm actually continually answering the question of my why. My why is that
Took the word out of my mouth. Dude.
I enjoy to use my music to bless, to heal, and to encourage people.
Yes.
Right? Not to be out there just to make my name for myself. Remember, when we talk about the head, the hands, and the heart, in order to um, optimize the execution of our hands, what comes from our heart must be pure. And in my thought is that something that's coming from the heart that's pure is not only going to satisfy your need, but it's going to satisfy someone else's need. Why? Because we're working as people who are energy beings. If you're
Yeah.
working with a pure energy, energy should be able to flow in and through you enough to be able to not only satisfy your need, but the needs of others that are around you. That's how pure, that's how much energy God has to supply. But if you're only looking for your own need, I think that what you're executing, in my opinion, I don't think it can be optimized, because I think as human beings, we're all called to push our purpose into the next generation, because we're only here for a limited amount of time, right? And
Yes.
so, what is it that am I doing within my purpose and my why from my heart, that I'm pushing forward, so that it's not only a blessing for me and my legacy, right? But it's also blessing my community and the industry that I'm working on. I'm actually leaving a legacy,
Yes.
and so, yeah, man, that
Yeah. I just want to add on this one thing that I learned today, that I love what you said when you were talking about, you were basically saying, what is your intention when
Mhm.
working with others? In it was a video about the future, and actually I'll tag it down here below. He said, when you're talking with your client, you want to talk with them as a matchmaker and not as a buyer or a seller.
Mm,
When you're talking with your client, you're a matchmaker, not a buyer or a seller. What that
love it.
means is your objective, what your intention, what you're putting your energy towards is not, I need to buy this from them, or I need to sell this. Your intention is, I want to make sure that I'm the best match for them, because not only will I know that the sustenance that they give me will serve me, but I also know that the action or the product that I have can serve them. And
Yeah,
then if this product that I have, whether it's my time, my skills as a musician, my business as Sweet Rose, my education and my experience as a mechanical engineer, your experience as a construction superintendent, as a musician, as a coach, or any of the other professionals that we have, of the young and old professionals that we have watching right now, no matter what your service or gift that you are sharing with your client, you are a matchmaker. And so you want to
yes,
make sure that you are connecting You want to connect with your client. And if it's not meant, if y'all are not the right match, be the matchmaker and say, I won't be able to help you. However, I can recommend this. And even
T,
if
my
you can't
brother. T.
recommend it, even if in the scenario that he gave, he was like, well, the budget for the service was $18,000 to $40,000, and the client only had $2,500. And everyone in his circle, in his niche, is in that minimum $10,000 range, and you don't have anyone that you can recommend to them. You can leave him with something and say, hey, at least, like, I can tell you this, go in this direction and try checking out Fiverr. Try checking out Fiverr and use the capital you have to kind of test people out. And if they end up, and he even made it with a joke where if you end up finding somebody that you love, give them my contact information. I would love to hire them. You know,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
it's that energy of like, even if I can't help you, we can still have a language of love. We can still communicate with love. It doesn't need to be me. Hey, you're broke, you can't afford me. No, it's I'm not the right match for you, but I do believe, and I send out the positive intention that there is somebody or an entity that can help you reach your goal of what you want for your business or your dream.
You said it earlier. You said we don't need to work from a mindset of scarcity.
Yes.
But when we work from a mindset of abundance, right? When
Yes.
our heart, right, is in line with the energy, the abundance of energy that's flowing not to us, but through us. Friend of mine, DeAndre Hudson, he's writing a book on that. I probably have already finished it, but I borrowed that term from him, that energy is supposed to be actually flowing not to us, but through us. And when we
Yes.
do that, we're not in a mindset of scarcity, but in the mindset of abundance. It's like a light on a candle. If you share that light with people going around, you can share that flame with 1,000 people, 1,000,000 people. But when you finish, that flame is going to be there. The only thing that's going to affect that flame is you snuffing it out yourself.
Wow.
So know your worth. If you know your worth, that flame will never, it won't go out, but it'll actually, you could use it to encourage and build up other people. And if you're not careful, or if you are careful, that flame could use to actually heat up your whole home along with others' home. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And the whole neighborhood, you burn some stuff down if you're not careful. But and then if you have doubt or disbelief, you blowing your own flame out. Complaining, negativity, you know, those are energies that actually don't help, you in projecting or executing your purpose and what it is you need to do. So that's where that head, heart, and hand activity comes into play.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love what you said, Coach. Uh, I hope everyone was able to connect with that. And I know everyone connected with it. And I want everyone to put down in the comment section. Tell us what your worth is, what you see your worth is. Tell us, let us know down in the comment section. And while you're down there, go ahead, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, do all the above. We love you guys. We really appreciate you guys. And I got to do it, Coach, before we get out because it's looking good. Give us the beer check-in! Give us the beer check-in! Come on now!
Hey, don't hate because that color don't look good on you. So I'm just give you a little bit, a little something, something. Hey, Monty, I'd like to thank you, man, to help me with my beer gains, man. I'm being a lot more comfortable and confident in it. I'm on vacation, so I got to be honest. I ain't been maintaining it like I should, but I'm still letting it do what it's gonna do, and I'm excited about the gains. So thank you so much, Imani.
Hey, it's no problem at all. Hey, and I got another tip for y'all.
Oh, not another beer tip. Come on
I
with it.
got another beer tip, and I'm gonna be quick with it.
Yes.
Get you a wooden cone,
Mm.
double-sided. One side fine, one side coarse. What are these different sides used for? I couldn't tell you the scientific term, but I will tell you something from my own experience.
Teach.
This fine side, use it for short hair. This coarse side, use it for long hair. One of the biggest reasons your beard is not growing in is because you're ripping out your hair with your comb. If you use a plastic comb, you're probably ripping out the hair at your beard. You probably have a thick, super luscious beard on your face inside your pores. You're just not letting it grow. And when it gets long enough, where it's really going, switch sides. Don't just keep using this and keep ripping your hair out. Even if you condition it, sometimes the thicker hair and the longer beards, switch sides and start switching to the more coarser grains. It's the same with your hair. Be careful with your beard. You're going to just rip the hairs out your face. But outside that, I'm going to put that down if you're looking for that. You know, check out for the promo soon. But hey, we love you guys. Y'all be great.
Be great.